Hey guys, I ask that you excuse my spontaneity this time before we discuss this attractive vehicle behind me, as I want to share with you the definition of spontaneous. Now, it's an adjective that means performed or occurring as a result of a sudden inner impulse or inclination and without premeditation or external stimulus. Basically, it means that you did something without thinking about it. Now, the reason why I shared this definition with you is because Lexus dares their owners to be spontaneous. Lexus and spontaneous? They've caught my attention. I'm Chris from Auto Academics, and today we're going to take a look at the 2014 Lexus GX 460. Lexus states that the GX is capable of leading a dual life in both on and off-road prowess, and thus has offered a dare to owners, current and prospective, to throw caution at the wind and be spontaneous. In other words, drop the briefcase, let down your hair, and travel an unbeaten path of your choice. Then, when you're finished, you can travel the highways back home in luxurious comfort. Our example today is a 2014 Knights Armor Pearl SUV with a premium package. Included is leather-trimmed heated and ventilated front seats, heated second row seats, 3-zone automatic climate control, touchscreen navigation with voice commands, and Lexus Inform, all of which is accented by mahogany wood trim to make it look pretty. Outside, you'll find LED fog lamps, 18-inch split 6-spoke alloy wheels, power mirrors, illuminated running boards, intuitive parking assist, rain-sensing wipers, windshield de-icer, and blind spot monitor with rear cross-traffic alert. All said and done, our tester had a total MSRP of $55,505. Newly revised in 2014, the GX now has a lot of the new Lexus family traits. You can see that there are LED headlamps as well as the cool LED daytime running lights. And then in the center there, you have the trademark Lexus spindle grille. In back, the GX has a rear opening window as well as a barn-style opening hatch. Now, as you can see, cargo area is virtually non-existent with the third row up, but thankfully, they're easy enough to stow away. And although there are only 11.6 cubic feet behind the third row, once stowed, there are 36.5 cubic feet of cargo area behind the second row, with 64.7 cubic feet when both the third and second rows are stowed. Under the hood is a 4.6-liter V8 engine with variable valve timing that makes 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. The engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission and has full-time 4-wheel drive with a Torsen limited-slip center differential with electronic locking feature. Other off-road componentry includes Toyota's kinetic dynamic suspension system that automatically locks and unlocks the front and rear stabilizer bars, allowing the wheels to move more independently on uneven terrain. Fuel economy is rated at 15 miles per gallon city, 20 miles per gallon highway, with an EPA average of 17 miles per gallon on premium fuel. Auto Academics saw an average of 18 miles per gallon during testing. Climbing into the second row is pretty easy, as you would expect in an SUV of this size, and there's plenty of room once you're inside. There's also climate controls that are just a finger touch away, and the outboard seats are heated too. When you climb up front, the experience is what you'd expect from Lexus. The steering wheel is leather covered, feels good in your hands. The dash is laid out with stylish plastics and wood grain and nicely stitched leather. The seats have a basketball-like texture with center inserts that are perforated, and these seats are also both heated and cooled. And when we take a look at the center stack, you'll see that there's an 8-inch touchscreen that has an HD radio with Dolby Digital, and it sounds pretty good. Now, with all that being said, this truck also has some features that are very similar to its big brother, the LX. It's got some off-road capabilities. And this one in particular has a hill descent control, as well as a locking high and low gear for the 4-wheel drive system. And there's a locking center differential also, in case you really get into some tough stuff. Not too bad. So let's take her out and see how she drives. This 2014 Lexus GX 460 has the 4.6 liter V8 engine that makes 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. It is pretty decent for a vehicle of this size as far as power is concerned. So the vehicle gets moving pretty quickly, has a nice growl out back, and allows for some decent towing as well. Unfortunately, you will pay the price at the pump, seeing as how this vehicle also runs on premium fuel. The suspension is very well tuned for an SUV of this size. And to be honest, besides the LX, I can't think of another SUV right now off the top of my head that has as smooth of a ride. This truck-based GX is definitely starting to show its age, especially when you compare it to other newer vehicles that are on the market today. But Lexus has still done a commendable job covering it with very fancy, luxurious appointments so that you don't notice some of those blemishes quite as much. As far as the controls are concerned in this car, for the infotainment units, they're nice large buttons, easy to reach. But one thing that I did notice is that it seems as though there's not a button to control the fan speed, which means that you actually, if you've got your radio on or your navigation on, you actually have to go into the setting on the screen to adjust your fan speed. And so that can be a little bit of a nuisance when all you want to do is turn your fan down. I have to admit that I was rather impressed and maybe even a little surprised when I saw the MSRP of this vehicle. $55,500 or so for this vehicle is actually pretty decent. I was expecting it to be more than that, and for an MSRP of $55,000, that's rather impressive for all that you get in this Lexus. So there you have it, guys, the 2014 Lexus GX 460. Now the question remains, are you willing to take Lexus's dare? Personally, we feel that this is a logical buy, and the only thing spontaneous would be to take it off-road. I'm Chris from Auto Academics. Thanks for watching.